Hi there. Negative stress goes down when we have three things: structure, stability, and safety. When we feel those three things, then we feel as if we don't have to stress and the stress response is at bay. Well, we're going to talk about our personal mission statements today, but we're going to start with the key ingredient to finding the best personal mission statement for us and maintaining stability, safety, and structure. We'll get to it in just a moment. Hi, fellas. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, fellas. I don't know where I was just then, but hey, everybody. I'm glad you're here. I want to thank you, first of all, for being with me for the entire month of January. I committed to doing a live stream broadcast every week during the month of January. And I want to thank you because I have met that commitment. And because of that, I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue doing weekly live stream broadcasts. And for now, it's going to be on Sundays at 4 p.m. every Sunday. You can check me out here on Facebook and on YouTube. So, before we get started with our mission statement project, as well as talking about values, I wanted to do a check in. How are you doing today? How have you been this week? For me, this week it seemed to drag at times and then it speeded up, but it was a very busy week for me. It culminated yesterday with our having to be up at 4:30 in the morning to take our oldest daughter to the airport because she was going back to college to complete her senior year and, God willing, graduate from with her bachelor's degree. So it was really busy yesterday up at 4:30. We were out of town, did some shopping, did some looking, and by the time we arrived at home, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. And it doesn't stop, does it? It really doesn't stop for working women. That's part of the reason that I'm doing this broadcast. That's part of the reason that I'm talking about stress, because it doesn't stop for us. It's not like we can just stop and take a nap when we get ready, right? We have to keep going to meet those responsibilities that we have, fit into the roles that people are accustomed to seeing us working in, and meeting the expectations of others. The best way to do that, I believe, is by having a personal mission statement. And I've talked about personal mission statements for the past several weeks because I think it is the key to keeping negative stress down. You know, as I said before, we have different types of stress. We can have good stress, the type of stress that motivates us to action. It also, good stress can reach a level where we are going just slightly beyond, but we're meeting all of our obligations and everything is falling into place because of our actions. It becomes a problem when stress becomes overwhelming and we move closer to becoming distressed and moving closer to burnout. A personal mission statement does several things, and I think it's very important that we talk about those just briefly. First of all, a personal mission statement provides clarity of purpose. And when I talk about clarity of purpose, I'm talking about it provides us with um, a clear purpose in our lives so that we can focus our energy, our attention, and our actions towards fulfilling whatever that purpose is. Secondly, it helps us to make thoughtful decisions. Now, when we are going back and forth, we're ambivalent about decisions or we just don't know what to do. A personal mission statement provides a framework for making those thoughtful decisions. And it does that because our decisions are aligned with our mission statement. Our decisions meet the tenets or the intent of our mission statement. So, a personal mission statement does two things that we've just talked about. It provides clarity of purpose. It also helps us to make thoughtful decisions. The third thing that a personal mission statement does is it helps us to filter. It helps us to filter information that we receive, messages that we receive. It also helps us to filter our thoughts, our feelings, and our reactions. Okay? So oftentimes when um, oftentimes when we have thoughts and they're negative, it's based on feelings that we have, right? And those feelings can contribute to increased negative stress. When we have a personal mission statement, we can filter all of those thoughts, all of those feelings, as well as our reactions through the mission statement. Basically, the question that we ask ourselves is the way I'm thinking in line with my mission statement? Are my feelings in line with my mission statement? Is my reaction aligned with my mission statement? If, as long as it is aligned with your mission statement, then your negative stress will be lower and you will be able to make thoughtful decisions because you are in line with the purpose that you stated in the mission statement. So let's talk about that. Today, we're going to talk about the first step and the key ingredients to a personal mission statement. And the key ingredients in a personal mission statement are core values. Okay, so what are values? We talk about values all the time, right? We talk about them, what we value and what's important to us. Well, there are three considerations that we want to look at when we're talking about our core values. Some coaches suggest that when we're thinking about core values or when we're trying to identify what our core values are, that we ask ourselves the question, what is important to me? What is important to me? What do I value? And when we ask that question in that way, we're looking actually at the worth. We're looking at the worth. We're looking at the market price or the usefulness of something or the importance of something. So when you ask yourself, what do I value? You're talking about the worth. How much is it worth to me? How valuable is it to me? How important is it to me? Another question that you want to ask yourself is, whom do I value? And when we ask that question, we're talking about the relationship, right? We're talking about the relative value of something. We're talking about how essential or fundamental it is in our lives, right? And we're talking about the people. We're talking about the people who have meaning to us, our family, our children, our spouse. It could be our coworkers. Whom do I value? And the meaningfulness of that relationship. I take it a step further and I suggest that we look at the feeling and the meaning of the value, right? We want to consider the feeling and the meaning that we get out of the experiences or the concepts that we claim that we hold dear. So, when we talk about, let me try to explain what I mean by that. We talk about things like freedom, faith, right? Freedom, faith, and family. Well, those three things can be considered core values, right? I value freedom. I value freedom of speech, freedom of choice, freedom, freedom, freedom. They can be core, that can be a core value. I suggest that taking it a step further, what is the meaning that you get from that word? What is the meaning? What is the perception of that word to you? What do you experience as a result of that word? Because words can mean a lot of different things to different people. So just using the words freedom, faith, and family as an example of core values, what experience do you gain from those things? What do you want to gain? And not only what do you want to gain, what do you want to give? How do you want to exhibit your core value? So, you want to ask these questions when you're trying to identify your core value. What do I value? Whom do I value? And what feeling or meaning do I get from those things that I claim that I value? Now, this is going to be very important when you begin to look at putting together your personal mission statement. How is that? Because your personal mission statement is really, it embodies your true self. It's not just a statement or words put together in a sentence. It actually is, should describe the essence of who you really are. When people see it or when you say it, they should look at you and say, "Oh yeah, that is you. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she's doing that. Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, she's really doing that." I think I've mentioned to you in a previous live stream that I had a mission statement to be the best mommy that I could be. And I wanted to exhibit that. I think now that my daughters are adults, that I can, oh, the sun is coming out. I can actually say, I hope that people can look at them and say, yeah, they embody her mission statement. That's the outcome of her mission statement. And yes, she truly embodied that, and we could see it. We could see her being the best mommy that she could be. So, you have an assignment this week, and that assignment is to begin to identify your core values. And we're going to take those core values and we're going to help you to use those core values to help you to create a personal mission statement that truly defines who you are, as well as gives you a structure to live your life so that you have clarity of purpose, you have an ability to make thoughtful decisions, and You also have the ability to filter your thoughts, your reactions, as well as your feelings through that personal mission statement. Okay. And by doing so, my belief is that you will limit and lower your negative stress, right? Okay, so here we go. How do you find your core values? First, what I want you to do is find a list of core values. Now, this is something that you can do just by going to the internet and doing a search. You can actually put in core values. I like the list of 200 words that Scott Jeffrey put together. He has a list of words that you can go to. So you can actually Google or look up core values list, over 200 core values to live by today. Or just look up Scott Jeffrey and you can see his list. I want you to look at that list. Just go over it. You don't have to do anything in particular. Just look through the list. And I want you to begin to make your own list of words that jump out at you, that have meaning for you, that resonate with you. I mentioned 3 words earlier: freedom, faith, and family. Those may be words that have a lot of meaning for you. If so, write them down. Some people may see words like money and they write that down. You just choose words from this list of 200 that have meaning for you and that jump out to you and that resonate with you. That's the second thing. The first thing is find a core list, a list of core values. And you can do that by going to Scott Jeffrey's website. He has a list of 200 core values. Second, make your own list taking from his list, make your own list of words that jump out at you, that resonate you, that have meaning for you. The third thing I want you to do is once you make your list, you're going to ask yourself several questions. And the questions are as follows. Number 1, what do I value? I spoke of that just a few moments ago. Ask yourself, what do I value? The next question, ask yourself, whom do I value? And of course, use that list. What do I value? Check off the words that describe what you value. Whom do I value? Check off the words that describe who you value. Once you have made those check marks and you've scaled your list down a little more, look at the words that have checks beside them. Ask yourself this question: what does this specific value mean to me? And just take a few moments to just think about that. What does this specific value mean to me? And you're going to answer that for yourself for each of the words you've checked. Next, you're going to ask yourself, how do I experience this value? Okay. How do I experience this value? So for the words that you've checked off, you're going to answer how you experience that value. What happens when you know you are experiencing that value, the thing that you hold dear, right? How do you know that? The next question is, How is it a part of my personal life? Because sometimes we can put words on our core value list because they sound good, but not necessarily because we experience them or necessarily because they are a part of our personal life right now. And that's okay. That is okay. We just want you to know whether it is a value that you are currently experiencing or it's something that you aspire to. Okay. So, how is it a part of my personal life? Then ask yourself, how do I live it? How do I demonstrate this value? How do I give it to others? How do I show it to others? The last set of questions is, how do I experience this value in others? How do I see it from another's perspective? How do they show this value to me? How am I receiving this value from others? So you want to ask that because, again, if this is a core value, something that is important in your life, something that has worth, something that has meaning, not only do you want to share it and show it to others, you also want to receive it and you want to experience it from others. So that's your assignment for this week. We're going to take your list. Oh, one more thing. You have to scale. Once you've gone through the questions, you've gone through the checks, you've asked the questions, you've thought about it, you have to choose your top 3 core values. You can only have 3 for the purpose of creating your personal mission statement. Ooh, I know that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Yeah, it will. It will be hard because when we think globally, but for the mission statement, we want to hone in on those absolute values where there's no question and no doubt. Your true essence, okay? So you want to choose your top 3 core values. And once you've done that, make your list. And you can even shoot me a list. I'd love to see what your core values are. And I'd love to hear why they're your core values. Just just send it to me, email it to me to let me know why it's your core value and why it has meaning for you, why those 3 things. We're going to take your 3 core values and we're going to incorporate it into your personal mission statement. And next week, we're going to move forward. Once you have your core values, we're going to move forward in creating your personal mission statement. So we'll be back here, same time, same place. If you have questions, if you have comments, feel free to email me at marcelin@mlbaileyconsultantsinc.com. Also, connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. Follow my Facebook page as well as follow my Instagram page. I'm always posting information and positive messages to help you to keep your stress levels down. This month, the month of February, we're going to continue talking about personal mission statements and how personal mission statements help us to create an environment where we have low negative stress. In March, we're going to move forward and we're going to talk about thinking and how our thoughts and our mood affect our stress levels. But for now, that's all. I'm going to enjoy my tea. I'm going to sit. I'm going to get in the kitchen and do a little bit of cooking because I love to cook and it's relaxing for me. But that's it. You all take good care and I'll see you next time.